Where you plan that out?
What's up? Good evening and welcome.
It's what kind of, it's how you...
I tell Oli I was choking.
You was choking? Well, unchoke yourself. You good?
Start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? We hope that you guys are doing well. Our anchor person here, who normally talks to you and give you greetings and try to calm your nerves.
I don't know if he's fighting a fishbone or...
He fighting a fishbone? I don't know who tell him go and hurry eat. He hurry eat. He, what you call that? He cut and swallow. I don't know why he was cutting and swallowing. So now the show's starting and he had to go and unchoke himself. He had to go and unchoke himself. Hopefully he could catch his air. But how you doing tonight, Karin?
I'm well. How are you?
You know, I'm good. It was a long day today, but you know, we made it through and we are here.
That's a statement for me too.
And we're hoping that we could see our regulars tonight. You know, we want to big up the regulars, Caribbean feedback. We did have a little clip running there earlier. A couple of people were kind of, you know, cracking up.
Maybe you can go ahead and run the commercials while he's...
Yeah, so yeah, we're about to do that. Yeah. So let's run the commercial and go do the helmet maneuver thing and see how that.
I don't need to. He can talk.
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. BantuKreations can be found on IG and on Facebook as BantuKreations. That's BantuKreations with a K.
Check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cutt from Music by Tom Cutt. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people ask, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chat? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chat. So make sure you like us on Facebook, Follow us on Instagram and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chatt.
Well, Caribbean people, welcome back once again. You see, all you laughing, all you realize the seriousness of that situation just now.
You see people laughing here? You see people laughing
No,
here?
yeah, you ain't laughing now. You're laughing just now.
I'm going to laugh next when I watch the show. I'm going to be real laughing at that point.
She's still skinning she teeth. I wasn't choking on food. What happened? The food going down and the air coming up. And everything get trapped right here. And I just couldn't.
And get a bus up throat.
I couldn't belch. I could have hardly breathe. I feeling thing big so in my chest.
Yeah,
you see, what happened, people? What happened, people? I came in extremely tired from work, and I knew I couldn't eat then, because had I eaten then, the ethnic laziness, and they have another word, but this is the better word. Ethnic laziness would have overcome, and I would have been sleepy right now. So I said, you know what? I cannot eat at that particular time. I would have gotten sleepy, and if I wait until after the show to eat, then that's more trouble, because now I eat in 11.
Wait, what you say? What would you say? Ethnic what?
Laziness. Ethnic laziness.
Niggeritis. That's what it is. Niggeritis. Even ethnic laziness. What
yeah, that's mine. That's the new term for it.
What is it? Ethnic cleansing? Come on. You said ethnic. Yeah.
So yes, people. What happened? We looking kind of skimpy tonight.
We skimpy, we scampy. I know elections in Trinidad. I want to Lucy.
No idea.
Tonight.
I have no idea. I am not talking about the listeners. I'm talking about the panelists. I have no idea. Mr. Mark Chase didn't show up, and our regular late comer. See if she backstage, because as soon as I started to talk about she just jumped in.
She's not backstage.
She's not backstage.
No. I know what's going on with she.
All right, so we don't run the commercials. What we gotta do? We just, we have to keep it. We have to just keep the thing going, and
of course,
whatever time we come to, we just gonna do it and keep doing it.
That's right. That's right.
Tonight we're here to talk about apology. What's the title of the show? How you name it, Karin?
That was your title, sir. The importance of an apology.
The importance of an apology.
Yes.
Or lack thereof. Family, I can clearly remember the first time I heard the word apologize. The year was 1975. Early Monday morning in school. Classes hadn't even begun. I was called out of class and told to report to the principal office. Then I was asked, or told rather, to apologize to the school custodian for making a derogatory remark to her the prior Friday evening. Family, as ignorant as I was at that age, I had to ask the principal and the teacher present to define the word for me. The teacher then went on to explain that it meant saying that I was sorry for making the disrespectful remarks to the adult who was present, the custodian. Oh, and did I mention that my two classmates, my friends, who were also present at the scene of the alleged crime, uttered the words and were promptly ushered out of the principal's office, back to their class. Now, sensing my reluctance, the teacher reassured me that all I had to do was say, I apologize, and then I can return to class. Needless to say,
I think we know where. Yes, we know where this one's going.
Refused.
Lord Father.
My stance had everyone dumbfounded, because what I neglected to mention, family, was that in 1974 or 75, I was just a 13-year-old boy. I went on to say that I will not say I am sorry for something I did not do. This bravado was rewarded with a 3-day suspension from school. For many people, sorry seems to be a very difficult, if not terrifying word to regurgitate from their esophagus. During the late 80s and 90s, reggae artist Foxy Brown had a mega hit song that spoke about this problem, where she sang the words, "Don't come easily," like sorry, forgive me. Elton John said it in a song that sorry seems to be the hardest word. In my opinion, the word is so misused that it has lost all its essence. For me, anyone could just belch it out, "I'm sorry." Are you really? What are you sorry for? Somehow people think that I'm so gullible that they could simply say, "I'm sorry," and all is forgiven. But what about your actions, people? How can you say that you're sorry and repeat the same violations without care or concerns for my feelings? Sorry means very little to me if your habits and your actions do not change. If you say sorry to me and you cannot articulate what it is that you're sorry for, keep it. That's how I feel about that situation. So, family, let me ask you all something. Has anyone ever taken any of you for granted with a simple sorry because they know that you're just a forgiven person?
I don't think so.
I don't know, I don't know because sorry is so hard to say that when it is said, I understand that the person had to build up. So I think the fact that they had to build up the courage to say it, I think that was almost like they got a spanking just to say sorry. It was like almost because, most of the times I think it was meant. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if there was a moment where someone, because if somebody wasn't sorry, they don't even try to consider that. They just keep it moving. So the fact that they will stop and acknowledge, you know what, I did you wrong here, or this wasn't done on purpose, but I'm sorry, or I apologize. I've experienced those more than someone just saying, "Yeah, sorry, yeah, shut up, sorry." Those are
the ones I have issues with. That's what I said. The word is misused. They just throw it out there. "Yeah, sorry." Oh, yeah, okay, all right, sorry. No, and if I say, "Well, what exactly you're sorry for?" "Oh gosh, all of that, you can't just accept." No. No, don't just throw a sorry at me and think that I'm that gullible that I'm just going to ask, "Oh yeah, well, okay, he or she says sorry." No, keep that.
Yeah, there was a incident with Dion. Is it Sanders?
Dion Sanders.
Yeah, the coach. He's a coach now, and he was being interviewed, and the guy who was interviewing him, call him by his first name. So Dion, and he's going on. So Dion stopped him politely and say, "Hey, call me Coach Sanders. If you had called this other guy, you would call him Coach this, and so on and so on." And instead, the gentleman apologized and say sorry, and address him as his proper title. He say, "Okay, Dion." So Dion, of course, he got up and left the interview, but I'm thinking that the context of what you're talking about is some people just sarcastic. Well, this was, I thought he was sort of just being beyond sarcastic and piling on more disrespect, because you're talking to a history-making man here, the caliber of who Sanders is, and you're like, "Okay, Dion, like, you crazy?"
What he's saying is that he's irrelevant. His legacy is irrelevant. It's not worthy of respect. You are not worthy of respect, not even as a man or human being. I will address you however I choose, and like it or not, I will do me. And Karin, remember what was I still don't get the guy's name right. The African actor.
Chiwetel, Ejiofor. Somebody, when he was in an interview after doing a major film, he was being interviewed. They were doing the rounds through all the different talk shows, and one of the hosts asked, "Oh, can I call you Chewy?" It's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let us stop this nonsense right now. Don't even think about it. Can I call you Chewy?
So the bottom line is, as I heard an African sister so eloquently said, her mother told her she wanted to change her name and shorten it because the teachers and the children in school had great difficulty pronouncing her name. And the mother said, you will do no such thing. If they can pronounce Tchaikovsky and Schwarzenegger, then by all means, they will learn to say whatever her name was. They will learn to say that. So do not change your name to suit them. They have to garner that respect for you as a human being, as a person, and address you properly and not throw out these casual apologies. Oh, yeah, sorry, and keep things moving. No, because so rightfully, as you said, Sam, another individual of a different hue would have been given that respect and called coach and not referred to by the first name. Good night, Dr. Judith. Could you pull the top of your screen down, please? A little too much headroom. We want to see a beautiful face. We want to see what you have on. And I don't want to hear no apology for coming in late. I don't want to hear it. Keep it.
You know, I have this experience. I was in high school, and I had a friend, female friend, and she had a popular, popular people, a lot of times, they don't apologize. They just bougie, So I don't remember what the incident was, but after a couple of days, she actually came to me, and we were pretty much by ourselves, and it took her it had to be about 10 minutes. And she couldn't utter the words, "I'm sorry." She's like, "You know what I'm trying to say?"
No.
It was, but and I remember it so well because it was so painful to see them go through that, because this is someone who is, they're up here during the day, during the week, and and for them to just say, "I'm sorry."
I will cut you down to size. I don't play that.
It was so painful to see them try to find the words. But what happened with me, I stayed silent though. I was just silent. So I didn't really give, well, you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm like, it was just that straight. So, she eventually was able to, but it took her like nearly 10 minutes.
But then doesn't it seem as if it's ingenuine? If it's really taking you that long, it's almost like a constipated effect.
No. You see, I understand why it took her that long.
I don't.
Because she was highty-tighty. So she had to go through a process.
She had to create
so
the whole point. If she, in her view, was apologizing to someone, her equal, who she deemed her equal, it would have been easier for her to do. But the fact is that she doesn't see you up here. You are beneath her in her mind. So she cannot formulate. This is why I say to regurgitate the words from your esophagus, it's difficult for some people. She doesn't see you as an equal.
So what happened is that I was becoming her equal in her process of saying sorry.
You were, but she had this is her fight. Do I say I'm sorry and elevate him up to somebody who is deserving of an apology? Or do I lower myself? That's what took the 10 minutes.
I never thought
That
of
is that-
sorry as being any type of class type situation. That's what you've just basically.
Oh, for that
said.
individual, it was. Yeah, he's
In
not
this,
worthy of
in
an
that
apology.
situation,
Okay.
in that situation, it was.
Okay.
But this person was popular.
If you're
And-
wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah, so it was
if the
like,
person means something to you, then you open your mouth and figure it out.
the leader of the pack kind of thing and so on. And again, I really don't remember what it was, like what the incident was, but I remember going through the painstaking process of sitting down listening to this apology. It was real sad.
Did you maintain a
Dr.
relationship?
Judith. Dr. Judith.
Yeah, we're good today. We're good.
Let me ask you the same question. Anyone ever take you for granted with a simple, all right, sorry.
Me?
Just because they know that you would just go, you. Or have they ever dared?
They have. A lot of people. A lot of people. It's always amazing to me, but a lot of people do it. It's just something that they try me. And I give in.
You give in?
I do. Let me tell you. It's funny because you're saying something. That young lady, what's her name? Biles, Simone Biles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I admire talent. I respect talent, and she's gifted on her. But I've always had a little issue with her personality, although I really don't know much about her, and I don't think I've even heard her speak, but for a few sentences here and there. You want to say something, Karin?
No.
Oh, so so I've been a little not quite, the talent, yes, but I've never quite. You see, I don't herald people just because everybody does. I don't believe in that. I always look at character and I always look at personality. Sorry, and just something about her spiritually that kind of juked me. So I don't really say anything. But Sunday or Saturday, I heard an interview with her. And because I've been watching her ascension and doing all this great stuff. And so Saturday, this lady interviewed her, white lady. And the lady said to her, "Oh, you're so awesome. It is amazing." I mean, she was just piling on. And the woman looked like she was being genuine. And Biles sat back, and she sat back like this. And then she said, So then the lady said to her, "Do you think anybody can beat you?" And I got nervous. I mean, and something that happened to me a lot. I got nervous about what answer she was going to give. I said what she was going to say, but I didn't want her to say it. And she said, "Well, those things happen. Or it could happen." And in my estimation, I would have preferred, now this is my personal stuff, I would have preferred her say, "Listen, I'm human. Yes, I've done all this great stuff. But listen, some of the greatest records have been broken. Anything can happen." But she didn't say that. It was, to me, it was more arrogance than anything else. When I heard whatever happened yesterday, whatever it is that happened to her, now she's saying she has mental health stuff and whatever. I don't believe her. Because I think that young lady has a little issue with her ego, my perceptions. And I say that to say this: you cannot tell how a person is going to estimate you or estimate themselves, but you can decide how they treat you. You can decide what you take from them. And I have seen, I'm talking about a lot of people take major step with me, major step. Because they see I have a kindness and I'm willing to go the extra 200 miles. And after a while, it's like, "Chosh, you're idiot. That's an idiot." The thing is this, that I don't feel any slight. That's what you feel you need to do, go ahead. Because I'm satisfied doing what I feel I'm supposed to be doing. You're not using me because I'm allowing it to happen. And even Deion Sanders, I don't understand what he's talking about. I understand if they had two people there, one black and one white, and he was addressing the white person by their surname or by their title and wasn't Sanders that way. Because let me tell you why I feel that way. I think sometimes we get a little too big, or as human beings, no matter what the color, we get a little too big in our own minds. You know your name. You know who you are. As long as I don't call you dog or nigger or whatever, what That's why we call you Dion. That's your name. That's my personal view of things. Like I said, if there was a white person there and they showed that person more respect and honor, yeah, then there's a problem there. But if it was just him and the guy called him Dion, a big guy, big in here, big in his soul. Don't take on that.
Well, in defense of Dion didn't. It was a respectful request. It wasn't something where he told the guy in a gruffy way, "Call me coach."
But I'm not saying what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: whether the guy, listen again, remember this.
But I catch where you're coming from.
The bottom line is that people can do anything to you. It's how you respond to it. That's how I live. Because I'm telling you, if I were to respond to people the way they treat me, I wouldn't be sitting here tonight. They probably lock me up. There is some nasty, dirty junk people treat me bad. You understand? Because they know my heart. So
hold up. What? I never heard that one before. Where you pull that one?
Listen, when I
drunk, you know, so you're really wrong.
When I finished bathing a while ago, it went down the drain. That's why I can't tell you. The truth of the matter is that I have found that there are people who might not even feel good about themselves, but they try to mess with you, thinking if I can break a powerful person, then I feel better about me. Try your best. Do the best you can, because I don't break. No matter what you call me, I don't break. So I
remember Sam. You remember Baby when he was at our breakfast club? Where you say you have to put a little respect. Put a little respect on the name.
They keep calling you by your name and have no respect for you.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah, you have to put a little respect on the name.
They call you by your name and still have no respect.
Had that gentleman been referring or speaking to any of his counterparts, he would have referred to them as coach, as he normally does.
Yeah, this is. But I understand where Dr. Judith is coming from, but just in the context, this is someone he knows that this is a seasoned person that does interview the reporter. He's seasoned, so you've seen him do other interviews, and he would address these other coaches as coach.
But then, okay, let me ask you this: have you ever seen? And I don't know. I'm just asking. Have you ever seen Deion Sanders interact with these announcers and interviewers? Because a lot of these people skylark. They play with each other. They talk a lot of garbage. They talk a lot of junk. So I don't see when people, it's like somebody tell you a story and they tell you the part that made them feel bad. They don't tell you the whole story. I don't know how these people interact when they're not on air. I don't know what kind of relationship they have. So maybe this guy feel, hey, when we're hanging out drinking beer, I call you Dion. And you can say, well, we're on TV now. But the thing is that if you get people used to doing certain things with you or to you, they'll just carry it to the next level. They don't say anything wrong with it.
Okay.
The judge and the prosecuting attorney, they may have gone to school together. They may hang out together during break. But when you're inside that courtroom, you better say your honor.
Yeah, well, listen. Everybody's
have to put that respect on it.
That serious. Okay.
But so what Curtis says there is really what that situation was. Do you remember the incident? What was he wasn't the coach, the leader of the captain of the cricket team.
Which era?
Which era?
We're talking probably about 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
What?
He was doing an interview. Which one?
You talking about Holden?
No. I think he was Jamaican.
Yeah.
He was doing an interview. They were playing some team, and they're doing an interview, and he made a move on the anchor. In the interview.
Yeah.
What was the captain again?
I don't remember.
His name on the tip of my tongue. I just can't. But anyway, someone else did a B-roll of interviews with other athletes. So of course these other athletes were of different hues doing interviews, and all of them were underlining little, you know, I want to get with you stuff with the female anchors. But apparently, this one, they had to blow it out of proportion, and he disrespected the thing, and she's here to do her job, and da 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 da. So, I mean, I guess that was a lesson for him. But at the same time, if she's an anchor and she's reporting, then in that context, you had to respect what that is, even if you want to make a move.
But you don't even know what she doing behind the curtain. You don't know what she done go on with him and just forgets him in pub.
It don't matter. The camera's rolling at this point. The court in session.
There are a lot of things that people do.
Court in session.
A lot of things that people do in private, and when that camera come on, they forget. You understand? A lot of people do, especially females. Females don't like when I say it. You tolerate a lot of garbage, and then you come in public now. You gotta respect me. You weren't demanding that respect before you came on camera. So to me, there's so many variables. I don't know.
Okay.
There's but we talking about Chris Gale.
Yes.
Rachel Nichols, who's on NBA. She does all NBA stuff, but she used to do NFL also. And she comes out with one of the best quarterbacks of all time, you know, Joe Namath. And he was black up. And she's a little
version of black up. You will give the English version of black up before you continue your story. Drunk. All right.
And she's a little somebody. He's 6'4". And she got onion, boy. She got one big behind. And he reach up and grab she up and lift she up off the ground and give her a kiss. Okay? During the NFL playoffs.
Wow.
It was all on the air. Now, he gave an apology. He admitted he had too much to drink. But at the same time said, well, I couldn't help myself.
How did that situation turn out?
Say again?
How did that situation turn out?
Nothing happened to him.
They squashed it, yeah.
Yeah, they you know, she does ESPN and the NBA on TNT and all the rest of it. So ultimately,
the situation is, some people's apology have more weight than other people's apology. Yeah, for lesser, for far greater crimes, for far greater infractions, and there an apology can brush everything off. Whereas a lesser crime, and they're ready to hang an individual or make him lose his job for a lesser crime, his apology is no good.
So, but my question is though,
forget about everything.
What is the purpose of an apology, or what does it do?
It allows the receiver to understand that you are being sincere. You're showing a level of vulnerability. You're showing that you would like to maintain and or improve that relationship. When you don't apologize, it festers like a really bad wound. And sometimes you lose the relationship that maybe you really valued, but you didn't really show it by humbling yourself and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And
okay, can we look at the reality of what disrespect is? That's what the groundation of all of this is. That somebody feels disrespected. We feel disrespect because of what we think about ourselves. We feel a certain way about ourselves. And when somebody goes beneath that level, talks down to us or curses at us or kisses us without permission, we feel that the standard of living that we have for ourselves has been disrespected. That's the bottom line of all of this. You only feel offended when somebody has gone past some boundaries that you have for yourself. Does that make sense? So if somebody apologizes, what they're saying, what you want them to say. Now, remember, a lot of what we do is subjective. Let me put it on myself. I don't think this way, but let me put it on myself. If I have a certain level, standard of living, I have a certain attitude about myself, and somebody goes beneath it and talks down to me or curse bad word to me or something, I feel offended because I know my standards. I know what I don't accept and what I like and what I don't like. The person, whether or not they know my standards, is sometimes, if it's a friend, you would think that they know your standards. If somebody you just meet, they might not know your standards. So when somebody says something to offend you and then they apologize, what basically you're hoping for is something to make you feel like bring you back to your standard. Understand? Not rob you of what you think of yourself. Because it's like a robbery when somebody talks bad to you or offends. It's like somebody stealing something from you. So the apology is supposed to soothe that over.
Sometimes the disrespect is not always directed to you. It's in your presence.
Well, that's the other thing, is that a lot of what happens between us is that people talk because that's how they talk. They're not trying to disrespect you per se. That's how they talk. And sometimes it is wise, which I say, hey, listen. I said blows and skirt and I said junker, but I don't curse bad word. You understand? The regular size 100 bad word, I don't curse them. So if somebody curse those bad words in my presence, I get a little like, ew. And somebody will say to me, sorry, Bart, sorry, I never, sorry. So they understand what I don't like. So they apologize. And I take those things, I take them serious because the person obviously realized that it offends me and they don't want to offend me. But a lot of things that we do with each other is so subjective. I mean, psychologically speaking, it's so subjective. We come from different worlds, even though we're all West Indians and we're this and we're that and we're black. We come with different upbringing.
I know West Indian. Talk about yourself.
All right, whatever you are, Trinidad.
Listen, Mr. Henry. We don't.
He's a West African. He's a West African.
I ain't no part of me look Indian to you at all.
Those things are easily offensive to him because of where he comes from, where he originates. So I understand that. So the thing is, that I try, and I'm serious. I try my best to listen to people, considering who they are. Is it always easy? No. But I try to consider people from where I see them, where I perceive them to be. Because if I take them just as how they talk, it might be a problem. So I have to look beyond, and I do it all the time. I mean, sometimes it drains me, but I don't want to just walk around bullying people. You're disrespect and always having a problem. So I try to say, Judith, remember who you're talking to. Don't get all caught up in that. And if I have to correct someone, I say, listen, don't curse that bad word in front of me again. Please. I'll do that. So I think a lot of this, what we talk about, is subjective stuff. And men and women, white men and black women and white men don't particularly like to see black men touch white women. So that reporter, that black guy that was fooling with the white reporter, female, the white guy didn't like that. White men don't like to see black men. They can act like nowadays that it's okay with them. But they don't like, from slavery, they don't like to see that black hand and that white skin.
It's way before that.
Well, okay. All right.
It's all about penis envy. It's about genitalia.
That's a part of it.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Remember, this is where the white man is ignorant, because not all black men have big penis. Let's just be real.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. Well, I can only speak for self.
Listen, I'm 67 years old. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that a lot of it is mythical stuff. Not all white men have little ones. That's like.
Okay. I think what's important before the apology is that the person understands what they have done.
Right. I agree.
If whoever's offended doesn't make themselves clear,
Yes.
As to what they have done. You see, look, man, I don't throw good energy out in the universe for foolishness. Okay? And I said that a little earlier tonight. I'm going to repeat it. If I don't know what in the trouble I did, I ain't apologizing for nothing. I don't know what I did. Am I going to sit there and wonder and spin my clock and act like a madman? I don't know what I did. So,
how can I apologize for it?
Trait? Is it?
Huh?
Is that a sex link trait? Men in general tend not to know what they did. They need everything spelled out.
Yes.
Yes. Best to be direct.
It is absolutely exhausting.
Tell me, Tuesday evening, last week Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock, you said A, B, C, D. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it. I hope that and I can say, okay, I understand how you felt about the situation. It wasn't my intent to offend. I humbly apologize, and I will try my best in the very near future not to do that again. Now, I apologize, and I stated what I apologize for. But who is this Ellie now? Men are obtuse to the 9th degree. Ellie. All right. All right. I had to sit up in my chair for Ellie. Ellie said obtuse. Oh my God, Ellie.
Watch it now. Watch it. That's the mother to my children. Be easy now.
Ellie. Oh well, then I can understand the vantage point she's coming from.
Oh geez.
Okay. Before we run off track, now the reason why I asked the importance, once I had to forgive in the absence of the person, and that's why I asked why is it important, or what is the purpose of it. So many moons ago, in a situation, I felt I was done wrong, right? I felt I was done dirty on a situation. And I ended up
Why won't just have
an apology. An apology. But the same thing, but in the opposite way. You still let me message me
in the opposite way. All right, go ahead.
Let me message me.
The same thing in the opposite direction.
No. Hold on. So I was done dirty. And it turns out that there was no way we could actually link again for that, So this person moved away. And so I had to forgive.
Yeah, but that's what I say. You're talking about forgiveness.
But hold on. But I needed to move on.
The forgiveness was for you. For free.
Right? So I needed to move on with my life then. So I had to forgive that person.
In the absence of the apology.
In the absence of the apology. Right. In the absence of right. So that's why I'm saying, what is the context of the question now is what makes the apology important? Is it something that will stop you from progressing? Like, do I need this?
But aren't you the perfect person to answer your own question? What would it have meant to you? What would it have meant to you? Would it have meant anything to you?
Well, okay. The person also went into a season of avoidance. So it was also an avoidance aspect. So with the avoidance, I also made a move in terms of, well, let me do this thing, which was actually I went to a lawyer. But not to pursue seriously, it was like, well, let me do a lawyer level and actually see what will happen.
You was going them.
So now, the fact that they dealt with the lawyer, but still avoided, I said, okay, I now understand where they were in that time. So it was really more of avoidance, a defiance, and so that's where that went.
Okay, Sam, can I suggest to you that when people do all that stuff, avoidance, when you went to the lawyer, a part of you hope that the person would come back and say such and such and stop a process.
Well, right, because then it would have been like, oh wow,
right,
like this really
matters, means something.
So then it would have been okay. You know what? I really didn't know it was this serious.
Right, but
so
guess what? The person people show you who they are. They didn't apologize because they didn't mean to apologize. They didn't mean to apologize because some people are what I call them. I call them sociopaths. They don't have a conscience anyway, and they don't think they do anything wrong. So if I don't think I do anything wrong, it's like go on, and they will start over with another person or whatever the situation. They'll start over with no problem, and they'll do the same thing continually. So the thing is that you need to forgive that person, not for them. But you said it before, so you can be free, so you can go on, and you don't use what they did to slaughter somebody else because of what they did with you or to you or whatever. So forgiveness is really for the person who has been hurt. People don't understand that, but it is, because when people hurt you and wound you, it can leave such a deep scar. You'll mistreat people from there on in. But if you forgive them, not because say, I deserve it. They should have the worst to me. Not that. You say, you know what? Let me let this go because it's taking up too much space. As Mark said, it is crazy. We do it all the time. But when you take on things that other people do, they own you. They have a piece of your brain. Forget about your heart because they trample that. But they have a piece of your mind because you're constantly thinking. You might even have thoughts in your head. If I was to see her right now, if I was to see him right now, you say, I tell him something. I give up a piece of my mind. You end up giving up a piece of your mind for real. You're in a sense, you're imprisoned by them. So that's what forgiveness is really for. It's for you so you can be free to move on. That person will do what they're going to do anyway.
Is it possible? Is it possible not to forgive on a conscious level? Let's put it that way. But I guess the hold on, no. It's a legitimate question. I swear. You don't forgive on and I'm thinking of a particular situation for me. Well, I didn't forgive on a conscious level, but I guess the forgiveness had to have happened because if this person was to walk in front of me right now, it wouldn't matter. But the heinous things that he did took me so long. But literally, if he was to walk in front of me right now, it would not matter one bit. So at some point, I released, all that resentment.
But you can release and don't forgive. You can release and don't forgive.
That's good. I release, but you say no. If we did catch him on a dark road, I'd run him down and get away. I feel good.
But what about underhanded apologies? Hold on. What about people who give you these underhanded apologies, which you state grievance, and as opposed to apologizing, they say, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way," and they continue moving. That is not an apology.
I can smell shade. I can always send shade, and I call
that's an underhanded apology. Then they can't say, "Well,
I don't accept it."
I don't sorry. No, you didn't say sorry. They say, "I'm sorry you feel that way, but I will continue being who I am, and I will continue doing what I do."
You have to know who you're talking to.
I can pick up on shade.
You have to know who you're talking to. You know who you're going to get a genuine apology from.
Yeah.
And you know who you're not. And don't get the two twists up. Okay? Judith knows that I cuss pure bad words. I know it bothers she. I know it bothers she, but I can't help it.
Oh yes,
she knows who she
oh yes, you can. You don't want to help it.
She know who is talking. That's why I get such a kick when she's sitting there and she all of a sudden John Crow come out of her mouth. I said, oh! I said, oh. You know.
But do you know there are people right now who mad at you, who walking around mad at you because of something they did to you?
Of course.
But yes, and they offended you.
That's a big
They
one.
offended you to what's the word you called them earlier, Sam? They're too hoity-toity, or they're
hoity-toity, yeah.
Bougie. They're too much up here to apologize to you. So now they're mad at you for some infraction that they committed against you.
But why they mad at you for that? They're mad at you, first of all, because you have them reacting. Because people that are very stuck on themselves don't like you have them react. They must make you react. So they know what they did, and they have just enough conscience to know what they did. But they would rather you come and say to them, I don't like what you did the other day, you know. But you see, when you don't go to them, that's
burns them. Burns them up.
It's almost
like at a certain age.
Karen, you're talking too proper, man. What do you mean it burns them up? It burns them up.
Burn them up, man. Burn them up. We know that they're serious because they can't have that argument and they can't feel
and you know what?
energy.
You know, the Bible says that's when you pile coals of fire on their head. That's when I'm nicest to them. And they get thinking.
And when you ignore it, man, when you ignore it altogether, God, every day they get somebody looks like you just want
a certain age you come to, you have to embrace your inner bougie. Embrace it.
Stop.
You have to embrace your judgmental self. I don't know what age that I think it's somewhere around 55. You just say, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that.
So let me ask you all something. Now, Curtis was just talking in terms of someone saying, I'm sorry you feel this way. Right? I've seen those types of
non-apologies.
Right. I've seen those types of discourse. But are we also saying, let's say I do something to you. I didn't know of the magnitude of it. Right? I apologize. But I want you to see my point of view of it. Is that accepted in an apology, or should you just apologize and just keep it moving? Should you give a why? But you know, in an honest way, in a way of humility. Okay.
Good question.
This happened because such a
this is how I viewed it, and that's why I responded like this. But I do apologize because I really was over the top, you know, and I certainly didn't.
So because I've met people who don't even want an explanation. They
and
just
that's
want
the other part. Yes, some people don't want
they just want to hear. All they want is I apologize. They want that part, but they don't want the other part of okay.
Listen.
They don't want it to rationalize.
A lot of people need to take responsibility for their role in a particular action. And so many times everybody wants to absolve themselves and say, but is he or is she? What about the role that you played in the whole thing? And that is what you're talking about. Sometimes people don't want to hear that. It is because of such and such why I reacted that way. And people don't want to hear that. Okay, well, I'm sorry I made you feel maybe, okay, I went over the top. I shouldn't have gone there. I should not have said such and such. But understand, you look for that. No, they have to understand that part. The role that
they don't have to.
Okay, no, you're not going to tell me.
You don't have to understand, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
but you're not going to tell them. Okay, so if I'm explaining to somebody why I do something, I'm not going to tell them, well, you look for that. I will just explain, okay, this happened and that is why, so that they'll just see the point of view, opposed to me telling them, well, you look for that.
But you know what happened?
Because then if you come in and say you look for that, you're really
start a new problem.
You're really apologizing.
But the thing is this, people don't want this. Let me tell you what I learned more and more every day. People don't want true discussion. If they want an apology, they want to say, I am sorry. I shouldn't have said that to you. I was wrong. And that's all they really want. That's all they really want.
Yeah, some people.
A person who has a relationship with you wants a discussion. Man or woman.
Healthy discourse.
The healthy discourse. Men might not want a long, drawn-out thing like you go back. But anybody who's truly caring towards you wants something more. Because if you're bright enough, you know that sorry is not enough.
And the risk of the thing. Sometimes the thing repeats itself if you don't understand what.
It depends on how severe the breach is. And some people say, they're sorry, and they said to me, when I said I was sorry, I said, listen, you're not sorry, you're sorry, you're getting rich. You're not really sorry. So I'm very frank with people. I said, don't tell me you're sorry, because the only reason why you say you're sorry is because I found out. Look at
that. That's it.
So what I want, I like discussion, and I like today I was talking to somebody. I said, listen, if I am wrong about something, I'm going to tell you I am wrong. It's a waste of energy to go around talking foolishness. I was wrong. But what happened? People want to beat you. She said, first of all, let me tell you what people do with me, because I'm seen as such a strong woman. And when I say I'm sorry, there must be something else you have to say. I mean, that's all. Because what they really try to do is beat me up. They're trying to reduce me and then what makes them upset? She actually says she's sorry. And she means it, She said, and let me tell you, when you say you're sorry and people really get upset with you, when they didn't have to ask for an apology, when you voluntarily said to them, listen, I said something to you the other day and I realized it was wrong. Dear God, they'll hang you up. They'll hang you up because they want to. Remember, most human beings want attention at any cost. And they will make up things to argue with you.
Okay.
They will make up foolishness to have a discussion with you when there's no need for it. And so if the only way I can get attention is to pitch at you, I'll do it. So when I say I'm sorry, it's almost like that's too easy. No. She not seen that type. Something wrong. She must have a plan. Yeah, I want it over with. I don't want it.
But let me shift gears a second here. This is something I'm gonna leave folks nameless to protect the guilty.
To protect the guilty.
To protect the guilty. Have you, and when I say you, I mean each and every one of you on the panel, ever been in a situation where even the deepest or the most sincere apology will not suffice?
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
From somebody who have crossed the line to the point where I don't even want to hear your apology, because right now at this point it no matter. You could have cried. When the song say you could have cried blood, you could have blow hurricane. I don't want to hear it. At this point, it no make no difference. How sorry you are, how sorry you can be, it don't make no difference. Anybody ever been in a situation where
I have never felt that way. Number one, that takes a certain amount of and I'm going to call it colonial discourse. Stiff upper lip. Because if you offended me that badly, I would hear your apology and then I give you one good cough or one good lick. Okay, apology accepted. End the conversation. Or we gonna fight. Somebody gonna get hurt. If I'm that badly offended, I'm not gonna hold all of that in. Oh, your apology, that's not good. Now you think about that psychological bull hockey. I did my best, Judith. I held that back.
I noticed.
if I may get to that point if it's something that is just like it's occurs and occurs and occurs, Like it has to be something that this person is just doing unwittingly and unkillingly.
No, or done.
You know, so if it's something that you because then the apology is really more of them just going through emotion opposed to it being a genuine a genuine
genuine or not. My situation, let me tell you, two situations. Let me say one. This individual one time called the cops and said that I pulled a gun on him. Blatant lie. Now the cops rolled up looking for me. I walked out of an apartment. I could have reached for my phone and gotten shot.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm coming from? This individual decided to fabricate a story and called 911, telling the cops that I pulled a gun on him. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, this gentleman did this thing this is so devious. You were looking to leave my children fatherless. You know what it is you did. Ain't no sorry, ain't no apology this gentleman could ever say to me to undo that wrong that he did, or what it is he tried to do. You tried to set me up, or you set me up trying to get me killed by the police. There is no sorry, there is no apology, there is no kind of recourse for no remorse he could show me for what he done. And that is one individual, and I'll say it that I want to see smoke coming from him. That's an individual I will light on fire.
Woo!
Mercy. That infraction that you think against me.
Mercy.
You can't say no kind of sorry, no kind of apology you could give to me.
Yeah, that's a question, Mr. Henry. Why you didn't light him up like you should?
George.
Oh,
because I bet you won't do it again.
The police should have surely get him then.
No.
Don't worry yourself.
I understand what you did. I understand what you were trying to do. So if you gonna make up something about me, I gonna make it true. Let me lock this door.
So
and now the behind belong to me.
In that context, I could understand.
You would not be angry years later. As he's walking around, one eye closed, 1 foot shorter than the other. Now he understands. You accepted it.
So that is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doctor.
No, what I was going to put in here is that I understand what Curtis is saying. I not that certainly not from a legal standpoint, but I know what it is. I know I had a friend for over 40 years, and she always was doing something against me. Always, envy, a whole lot of crap, and I did that for a long time. Cared for her. She said she cared for me as a friend or whatever. Known each other long time. And I realized that every time she offended me, shortly after she would bring up, Judith, we have known you. We have been friends for over 40 years. So I said to myself, but it seemed like me take it more serious than you. You're just using that to remind me about my friendship. You're not a friendship with me. When I was able to cut her off, she offended my child. I understand to a certain extent what you're saying. She was supposed to come to Tyron's graduation, 2019, December. She said she got to town, and because I didn't have a invitation for her, and she had to stay in another building. You can go into another building on the campus and view the graduation. And my family, which she knew that there was issues between us, my family came en masse to Georgia to celebrate my son. I still know what my family's issues are, but they're still my family. You're still my friend. But can you go to one of the buildings and view the graduation and then come back to the house because we're going to have a party? That Rich did? Send me a text and tell me, oh, so your family is here. And so I have to go and watch it in another building. She claimed she had gotten in from Florida, Panama City. She claimed she had gotten in the Friday night. She wasn't here. She wrote me a text Saturday when I told her she had to stay in another building. I said, well, you can stay at the house. Come on over afterwards. We're going to have a party anyway. She wrote me and said, oh, I didn't come come all this way to be in a building separate. I said, oh, Guess what happened? Bottom line is, my son has known her. She has known him since he was a little baby. And you're going to tell me some bull crap about not being able to come because of this and that. So I told her, I wrote her, I said, let me explain this to you. It's very simple. And then she said, please tell Karin I'm sorry. Oh, God. No, if I was a killer, I'd kill her then. I must tell my son that she can't come. He's 23, 22 years old at the time. And you want me to say, no, you tell him. I wrote her a nice little text. I said, understand this. This friendship is null and void. Remember, for over 40-something years, she's been rude to me. Just rough girl. This girl give me so much hell.
So she beyond recourse of anything.
She's been blocked and blessed, yo.
Blocked and blessed. She's been blocked and blessed.
Listen, it was such an easy decision. I deleted her number. I deleted everything immediately, and I sent her a message and said, let me explain this to you. I don't believe you're in Georgia because she's cheap. She wouldn't come 6 hours and stay in a hotel and go back the next day. She's too cheap for that. So I said to her, I suspect, Lorna, that you weren't even in town. You never made it to Georgia. Let me tell you what happened. Normally she would pursue me and remind me about the 40-something years. But you know what I think happened? When I said to her, I don't think you're even in Georgia. I think I hit the nail on the head. I don't think that Rich was even here. But I say all of that to say, that's when the kind of anger that you have, that's when I got it. I was like, oh, no. You can mess around with me. You've been doing it for 40-something years, but not him. So I have to forgive her because I got to live. I got to breathe. I got to be free. And I'm forgiving her. But you know what? TD Jake says, after a while, you have a gift of goodbyes. I have a gift of goodbye. I love you over there. I would not trust. I would never trust.
Love her from afar.
Yeah,
Or we say in Trinidad, you feed them with a long spoon.
I never feed her. No.
So let me ask you all something. Not too long ago, there was a guy bird watching in Central Park, New York.
God.
And there was a Karin that decided.
Karin, not in.
Karen or in.
A Karin.
Enunciate correctly,
A Karin.
Not a Karin. A Karin. Decided to do something similar to what happened to Curtis there. I remember seeing a discussion on Facebook after, because apparently after the whole melee, the gentleman who was bird watching decided to forgive. He had a season of forgiving, and that sort of spurred a discussion. How do you guys feel about that? Is that one of those actions where you can't forgive that? Because he could have been killed. Had you had a knucklehead officer,
that was
right?
her intention. She said
if you had a knucklehead officer who he need to prove something that week, went there, chances are he could have been killed. So do we, is that something forgivable?
Well, right now you on the forgiveness talk, I on the apology side. So I ain't even dealing with the forgiveness part. But the apology side ain't nothing she could have come say to me. Nothing she could have come say to me.
But I would forgive Sam. And I'm telling again, I repeat it, and I know how I am. I forgive because it has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with me. And the life that I choose to live, I've been forgiven much. So because I've been forgiven, now, what people don't understand, forgiving doesn't mean you agree with the act. It doesn't mean that you say it's okay what you did. Forgiving is saying, listen, you did something reprehensible. You did something heinous. You did something vicious and evil. I can't carry that burden. It's too much for me. That's your action. So I'm going to forgive you so I can move on. I'm going to watch you. if you're in my neighborhood, I'm going to watch you. Forgiveness really is to say, for me, it is to say, listen, if you did something to me, because I am telling you what I literally know for myself. Sometimes people have hurt me and I carry that burden with me. You understand? I carry it like I'm the one that did something to them. So what I have learned to do is forgive them so I can move on with my life. What they do is their business. But what the mistake I used to make is I forgive people. I go back and get them. I go back and friend them again. No, I don't do that anymore. I said, I wish you well. In the Bible, it talks about feeding your pearls to swines. And I've learned that I used to give my pearls to swines. What a swine going to do with pearls? They're going to chew it up and spit it out because it has no value to them. And that's why people offend us sometimes. We go messing with swines. And then we wonder why they're so nasty to us. Because they don't appreciate pearls. So I stopped messing with swines. And that's how I look at a lot. So, I put a lot of responsibility on myself as an individual. People will always try to mess with you. I determine how far. I stopped allowing people to come so close to me because I used to allow a lot of that. I stopped giving them permission to come in because, I love everybody. Yeah, I love everybody over there. Stay over there, sir. I don't want you that close anymore. Because when I say pearls, I mean it genuinely. People do not appreciate you for who you are or where you are or your value for the most part. People, and if you remember, if you think about it logically, most people just come to get something. You have to draw a line and say, so far and no further. That's what I had to learn. So that's why I can forgive you, because I know I'm not talking to you tomorrow. I'm not bothering with you no more. Go about your business.
Allow me to acknowledge some of the people in the chat. And Mark, hold on. Allow me to acknowledge some of the people in the chat. Ellie Robinson said an apology should be a genuine acknowledgement of someone you've done to something you've done to distress someone else. The apology should be accepted with grace, then the thing put away. You can't move forward looking over your shoulder. You'll trip and fall. Have in peace. Mr. D'Souza, 100.
100, man. 100. Shout out to 100.
He said, fire for him, talking about my boy who crossed me. And he said, fire for the Karin them. I go in Haiti for she.
Oh, Lord.
Get some powder.
You gonna sprinkle something and leave?
Get some powder.
Don't push that powder over here.
Sprinkle something and leave, boy. That is a Anselm song. She sprinkles something and leave.
Yeah, man. Okay, Ellie, also the earlier comment where she said men are obtuse to the night, or she said Mark is obtuse to the 9th degree.
No, she did not say that, sir. She did not say that.
But I read in the comment, that's not what it said. Mark.
No, that's because you need to clean your glasses, boy.
let me put it post up so we can see.
Yeah.
That's not what it said. Mark is obtuse to the night.
Is that a fair comment? Men?
This is what I'm saying. That's why I say it had to be Mark. Because to paint with such a wide brush and take
that is a very wide brush.
Yeah,
to put
and throw in the same.
Yeah, man. Ellie, explain yourself. Ellie, please explain yourself. You have 3 men on your panel here tonight.
I ain't going for that one at all.
Yeah.
I can't buy that. So let me bring this home. Let me bring this home to us here. Is there anyone that you owe an apology and have not delivered it? Think now.
I don't know. Maybe I do.
I could start with this week. God, yeah. Yes, I mean.
What do we say? Yes. Sufferation.
You know, I was in an argument with T-Mobile, and this poor woman in the Philippines, she trying to help me. She doesn't even know the cuss words that I pitching at her. I owe she an apology. I owe she supervisor an apology. I owe she vice president an apology. Everybody can get an apology, but I got my money out of it. So no need to apologize. We even.
You see that's the underhanded thing I was talking about.
Oh no! I'm not underhanded. My hands come straight away. No, sir. No, sir. Anytime you've offended someone, or even if they can't understand you, if you truly want to put it away, you apologize.
Yep.
You apologize. But there are many things you don't want to put away. You talked about that Karin. I know that my brother and I laughed so hard. You know, the woman choking she own dog to death, calling the police over the man. My brother said, I'd have kicked the dog, kick she, you know.
But she did lose the dog in the process.
The receiver of the apology has to understand that if you decide to accept the damn apology, don't bring it up again and again and again. That is ridiculous. There are some people who are just addicted to the recycling of, I can't. So how do you accept it or you don't?
So back to the question. Back to the question.
Right here. Double.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. I like that point Karin just bring, because in relationships, I have apologized. Now, if you want to make a point in the future, should you go back to that incident? Because I have experienced people going back to the incident.
The recyclers.
To make a point. And I'm like, well, why are we making the point with this?
Because sometimes people are short-term memory. They would look you straight in your face and say, but I would never do that. Hold on, you what? Really, you would never do that. You've done that before. Yes, we put it to rest, but now you're doing it again. Don't tell me because you apologized for it 2 years ago, I shouldn't bring it up. If you're doing it now, no, man. No, I had to wake you up.
It's not supposed to be brought up again.
Truth be told, that there are some of us. There are some of us. Some of us are from cultures of unforgiveness. There are some of us from cultures of unforgiveness. It's as if we're incapable of being truly forgiving of whatever.
I accept your apology, but that has nothing to do with the lick you deserved for what you did. Okay? And that will go on for generations in Guyana.
Ridiculous.
For generations.
Hands up to the yardie, people. Once we curse you, all right. Is that me and you a friend, or we are split? You understand? Listen. Never to speak again, or me and you a friend again.
Okay, so
I may not speak to you again.
Let's go shopping.
Let me ask Dr. Judith.
Going down the street and you're walking, and a 22-year-old woman walks up to you. I know what you did to me, Poopa. And lick your behind down. Apology accepted. Apology accepted.
Wait, hold up. Let me ask Dr. Judith something.
Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Judith, you've probably dealt with couples.
Yeah.
50 years ago, the man apologized to the woman.
Uh-oh. No.
And 50 years later, she keep bringing it up. There was no repeating of the action.
Right.
There was no reoccurrence.
Right.
But she can't get over it. Dr. Judith, what is the problem there? What is that problem?
She Trini or Guyanese?
I don't know if she.
It don't
I don't know
matter.
what she
It don't
is.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
She named woman.
Listen,
She named woman.
One or the other.
Men do it too. Men do it too. But understand something. Whoever does it, whether it's male or female, some people do it just to have something on you. It's a control issue, you know. Some of it is a control issue. And some of it is that they never believe you in the first place when you said you're sorry. The truth is that people sometimes just don't believe you. And you could say what is key? What is really key, what you said? The person never repeated the action that required the apology. So the person who keeps reminding you is a junkro. That's plain English. They're a junkro. They're looking for some form of control over you to keep bringing it up. If you're a decent human being and somebody said they're sorry, listen, all right, I did touch up the woman bottom at the club. I touch her. I know I should not touch her bottom. I'm sorry I did it. And you've been to several clubs in 50 years and no more touching. And it's only her bottom you touch. And she knows it. She have a problem with herself. It's not you. You're not the problem. So sometimes, a lot of times in life, you just have to accept that it's not about you. It's about the other person.
Did she witness the touching? Maybe she don't get touched the same way, so that image stay in her mind. You have to know how to touch her the way he was touching the woman.
Well, that's something that we have to work out together. And she must say to him, "Tell me what kind of." He must say, "Tell me what kind of touch you want. Tell me what kind of touch you want." Listen, communication is a powerful thing, you know.
Listen to me.
So you want the same touch, you give it to her. You give her one. So
let me tell you how this worked, Judith, in Guyana. It never happened again. You know, man walk up, touch your bottom, they're 25 years old. When that man is 85 years old and he got his little oxygen thing in his nose, and she gonna look at me and say, "You remember what he does do?" And shut his oxygen down between she fingers. Like so, you know, I know you apologize, but how you feel now? Now you know how I feel. When you just do that. So I gonna hold this for a while. And I gonna watch you suffer the way I've been suffering for
God,
the last
year. That's one serious bottom touch you did.
No, the situation with the thing with situations like that is that sometimes it's a wound that has never been healed. Whatever it is happened, or whatever it is was supposed to happen with the apology, it was a band-aid on a broken leg, and that wound never healed. And sometimes the person may not have repeated the said action, but things that they might have done and said over the period of time keeps rehashing that memory. So it keeps like you keep taking off the plaster and peeping at the wound and say, you see the cut where I get? Look at it. Look how deep it is. Watch. And you keep open up the cut to show people. And that is what happened. That wound never heals. And years they go on suffering. Sometimes punishing themselves.
Yes, but sometimes people have been hurt before. And this reminds them of the first hurt or the prior hurt. And then people love to put salt in their own wound and say, you see, I'm suffering. So the thing is that no matter how, listen, apologies are as powerful as the person receiving it, or as sensible as the person receiving it. Some people do not know what to do with an apology. Some people are natural mourners. They're good at suffering.
They like pity parties.
Yes, and they're good at, see what him do to me? Counseling, like you talk about couples. My question is, when did that happen?
1972.
Has it happened since? And so when I ask question like that, the person, the woman, this lady came to me, a white lady here in Georgia for counseling, her husband, this and that. So I said, let me ask you, what's your part? Well, that's not matter. Oh, yes, it does matter. He's not in a cocoon and you're married, you're in the same house. And she's a big time Christian. And she can't forgive him. I said to her, so tell me what it is that you have done that was out of order, that basically she'll have nothing wrong with her. So she's a perfect woman living with an imperfect man. And that happens. So the thing is that the hardest thing is to show somebody that if you're in a house with somebody, even if all it is that affect each other is the breathing, we affect each other. So what people don't want to say that they did anything wrong. That's the identified criminal. That's the one who caused me, that's the one who cheated, everything. And then I ask pertinent questions like, so what was your part? What do you mean, what was my part? He cheated on me. I said, no, but how were relations before he cheated on you? And the closer I get to saying, maybe you have a part in this, oh no. People don't want that. They want a villain. They want a criminal. They want somebody that says him.
So Dr. Judith, could that couple, well, if it's 50 years, I mean, they're probably all in their 70s and 80s and 90s. But could that couple be helped? I mean, should they just...
It's a choice. Listen, nobody goes to a doctor unless somebody says they're sick. Okay? Somebody goes because they say something's wrong. So
when they're bleeding out, they'll go when they're bleeding out.
Well, that's true too. But the fact that they come means that they recognize that something's wrong. Even if they recognize it only with the other person, they come. That's what matters. Once they come, you can start doing some work. But that's when you find people start blocking you because they come to vilify the other. They don't usually come to say, well, listen, I made a mistake too. They very rarely come for that.
Right. So whether it's a man or a woman who did the whatever it is, whatever course of action, you're at that age, the other person has accepted all the
mistakes and errors and
no. The one who made the mistake, the one who made the apology, is still getting the heat from the other person. So now they've accepted the occasional heat.
Right.
Because now
they go along.
Right, but they're just like, you know what, I love them.
Yeah.
Every now and then I gotta deal with this little BS conversation, but I'm gonna get them 2 caffeinol and I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now you're in your 70s and your 80s, and even when they're going senile, they trip off and go back into the whole thing. And then you just give them a caffeinol and say, yeah, we good, man. We straight. Everything level.
Listen.
Remember something, Remember that sometimes when something is happening, this is not really the first time it happened. It might have happened in another form, whether it's in childhood, a previous relationship, something usually, as Curtis says, we have scabs on our sores. And what we do, depending on how we are taught to live or how we were brought up, sometimes attention seeking. We'll pull the scab just a little bit so that a little blood and pus leak out. And we can say, see, it's him, because it never healed. As Curtis said before, it never healed properly the first time. So listen.
I think as you age, even that changes.
No, as you mature, that changes. As you age, nothing much changes.
My life is as simple as, look, if you're in my bathroom, you use my bathroom, you're a woman, please don't put the whole seat down, because I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and I'm going to have to pee, and I'm going to pee all over the top of the seat. Be kind to me, and I will be kind to you by putting the seat down.
Listen, that's foolishness. Listen,
that's
not Mr.
common courtesy.
Mr.
That's
Mark.
what I worry about.
Mr. Mark, no disrespect, but let me tell you something. There's myths, especially in this country, that has been created and it's overblown. What the backside of the toilet have to do with a relationship?
As bad as I gotta pee at 2:00 in the morning?
No.
Wait, hold up. If Mark say he would leave the seat down, you would like her to leave the seat up?
And
the cover, the lid,
and we gonna get along just fine.
So, the lid.
Yeah, you said the lid.
Yes.
Okay. I get tired because I said if he leave the seat down, and she use the bathroom at all, and he come back, this seat still down.
The lid down, and I peeing, and it's going all over me. and all over the floor, I vex with you. I ain't forgiving you for that for nothing.
Oh, for closing the toilet, you mean?
Yeah,
where I got bleach and everything, I mopping the floor 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I vex. Go straight to hell.
Mark, you have to look before you leap.
Aim before you fire.
He's just saying that all 3 eyes are closed at 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Mark,
proper. Thank you, Miss Forrester.
Mark, you know what
I don't agree with it, you know. Just as I translate.
But you know what I do? I haven't been married in years, but you know what I do? At nights, I use the bathroom. I do not put the lid down.
Thank you. You're kind.
No, because I'm gonna get up again. That don't make any sense.
Woman.
I'm gonna get up again, so I leave it up until when I get ready to leave for the day to work. I close it.
Right.
But I'm gonna be up several times during the night. That's foolishness to me. That don't make no sense.
All this stupid argument couples get into about whether or not the toilet paper is supposed to pull from the top or it's supposed to pull from the bottom. That is just utter foolishness. Everybody know it's supposed to pull from the bottom, right?
Here we go. Curtis, listen. Sometimes I pick up the roll, right? I have a canister thing next to the toilet. You know what I do? Because I'm somewhat weird. Sometimes I put it in the opposite direction. I don't care. Sometimes I put it comes from the top or the bottom.
I have seen
when you get hung up on those things. Something else.
I have seen and hear women talk, and they get livid about a seat not being down.
They have other issues.
So I'm just saying, is that really like?
No, that's other issues.
Okay, I just want to, because I just want to understand.
Listen, you know what I realized about living in this country? I've been here a long time. What I realized.
Which country is that?
Bahamas.
Look, I keep telling you all, people who listen to us from
States of America.
All right, people don't know where we're coming from.
What I have learned is that people will tell you this country. They sell you things. Let me give you a stupid, for instance. When you go to wedding receptions in this country, I've never heard it anymore. Is any place else? Is when you go to a wedding, the MC will say, well, you know, when you get married, you know what you're supposed to say. Whatever your wife says, you're supposed to say. And the audience, everybody go, yes, dear. I don't believe in those things. See, as a woman, I don't believe in those things. In other words, what they do, they set people up how to behave, and people go along like fools. A woman is not supposed to cause. I'm very, very, very angry about it because it's annoying. When they say if a wife is not happy, the home is not happy, that's bull. You understand? That's nonsense. You have 2 functioning adults. You're supposed to communicate, and you're supposed to have something going between you where you talk about things. And if a woman, you're telling me that unless a woman is perfectly at peace and happy, the house is supposed to be a misery? Bull. We're supposed to talk to each other, supposed to work things out. To say that every time a woman says something, you say, yes, dear, what men have allowed to happen to themselves is they have become reflections of their wives. I see so many men in their 60s and 70s dragging behind a woman. Yes, dear, bull. I don't want a husband like that. I'd have a major problem with him because I'm not an authority on life. I'm living just like him. Now, there's certain things I'm probably better at than he is and vice versa. But we set ourselves, that's why we argue. Because the TV tells you to argue about the toilet seat. The TV tells you to say, yes, dear. That's not right. We're supposed to be functioning adults, talking to each other, having a real relationship. And so a lot of stuff that we practice, and there's a lot of feminists around. I am not one. I don't believe in it. Because I'm a strong woman. I don't need to be a feminist. I don't need that foolishness. I know who I am. And that's something I try educating women about, especially Black women. They listen to people like Oprah Winfrey, who has never tried marriage. So I don't know why I would listen to her about marriage. So I think that a lot of marital problems that we have comes from misinformation. We are being led down a path that we just destroying ourselves, the expectations that we have of each other. And to say, I promise you, if I'm married and the husband come to me for everything, I'll be very upset. And the man go fight.
Hold on. So when they say a happy wife
is a happy life.
Yeah, but you don't like them kind of talk.
No. Listen, so he's not supposed to be happy. Listen.
No, the new saying is how it should be said: happy spouse, happy house. So this way it's on both sides.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Happy spouse, happy house.
When a woman is getting married, her wedding day, one of the most ghastly things that has been done for centuries is her day. So what is he doing there?
He just had to show up.
Bull. And that's how some men end up living their marriages. They just show up. And they're not participating in an active relationship. That's foolishness. I don't want a man
that clock on the wall says time for us to get out of here.
Let me tell you the man said to their work today. You know what he said? He said, listen, there are women who will tell their husband to sit down and they ain't no chair and he sit on the ground. He said, I'm not one of them. We have to do better. I take it on as a woman, women have to do better, but men have to demand better. Because that's why men are frustrated.
You tell me to sit down, I gonna sit in your lap.
Judith, let me ask you, what kind
to hold me?
Yeah, idiot.
Dr. Judith, from your school of thought, let me ask you a question. What kind of food do you like?
Why?
I want to see if you learn right. You're supposed to say whatever you like.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. I know
You're supposed to say whatever you like.
Listen, I don't do it either way. No. No, sir.
Karin,
you have a right to like different foods.
What type of music you like?
A variety of music.
Whatever you like. That's coming to America. That's a line.
That's a line coming to. I was going to say that's coming to America.
That's a classic line from Coming to America. How well she was trained to be a queen, to be the king's wife, more like the king's dog, if you ask me, more like the king's lapdog. But nevertheless, Dr. Judith, I am still waiting on my apology from you.
For what now?
For all the headaches you caused me all over the year, for the years that I know you.
Over my soul.
I deserve an apology. I deserve a heartfelt, heart-given apology because it's pure headache since I know you. But anyway, take me home, give the people some advice in terms of the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to apologies and how sincere we need to be when it comes to mates. And sometimes, go ahead. We always start with Karin, so let me let Karin take me home. Once again, she don't like me to ask you nothing, but I'm asking you a question. Give me the good, the bad, and the ugly in terms of this whole apology situation.
The good, the bad, and the ugly?
Yes.
Oh, good Lord. Learn to be sincere in your relationships. If somebody means something to you and you know you did something wrong, open your mouth and be truthful and say, I am sorry. It is strenuous a little bit, depends on how wrong the type of wrong you did. But it's doable. And you'll find that you can improve your relationship once you get beyond that. I'm not about trying to be cagey and try to run away from what I know I have to face. That's all she wrote.
Mr. Mark Chase, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well,
about
Ellie was on here today, and I met her on a seawall in 1974 in Barbados. She was from Canada. I was from Brooklyn. And we have done good, bad, and ugly to each other. apologies must be sincere. Must be. They must be real. There are too many ways to ease your way out of what you did wrong, and too many ways of not to accept what someone else has done wrong. You waste a lot of good energy doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You waste a lot of good energy doing that. And there's no need.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need. There really is no need. Best I can say. Apologies are integral. I love you too, baby.
Dr. Judith, 30 seconds.
Listen, I guess I could agree with everything that's been said before. Relationships are important. If they're important to you, I think one of the biggest things that I'm grateful for, I'm not just aging, I'm maturing. It's important because I could just be getting old and don't learn nothing. I'm grateful. And one of the things that I'm grateful for is the willingness to say, I was wrong. I say sorry to my son. I say to him, I am sorry the way I delivered that to you. What I said was true, but I shouldn't have used that tone. And those things are important to me because I don't want to damage him. I don't want to think that that's the way you're not supposed to accept people talking to you any kind of way. So there's a standard that he has already. And it's because of how I treat him. And somebody said to me, I respect my son a lot. So I will tell him, Karin, what I said to you was true, but I shouldn't have said it that way. And so I believe apologizing. I don't tell you I'm sorry if I don't mean it. That don't make no sense to me. But also I police myself a lot. I watch myself. I try to be careful of my tone with people. I try to be careful that I don't run ahead helter-skelter and just say, well, that's how I feel and I'm just going to. I have a close friend who told me I never apologize. I said, well, that's okay. That's you. So apologies, if you're going to have a relationship of any importance, you have to learn to say you're sorry and mean it. And if you don't want something to continue you don't want to continue a relationship, the best way is to not apologize because it's going to break apart. It's going to fall apart. Because when people genuinely hurt each other and don't say they're sorry, nothing healthy can come from that. So that's basically my view. And like I said before, I want men to start being men and stop going along with yes, dear. Because that's why you all die before us. That's why you all have strokes and go ahead because you don't learn to say what you got to say instead of saying yes, dear to everything.
Judith, keep me from my stroke.
Say what?
My heart bad.
Mark, let her wrap up for me, please. We don't want to keep the conversation going. Let her wrap up.
No, basically, listen, I let me tell you this. I had a couple I was counseling, 2 young people, white people. And I was counseling them about, they said they met each other, they were very young teenagers. They got married when they were 18, 19. And I realized what some of the problems that we have between us is so simple. When they were dating, I gave this scenario to them. I said, when you were dating, if he went on the roof and was up there dancing and going on like a fool and said, yeah, baby, you love me, baby? And she go, oh, you so crazy. I love you. You're my boo. And she did all this cute stuff happen when they were dating. When they got married, he went up on the roof. Hey, ladies, you damn fool, get down. We don't have no insurance to bury you. We have a child. Get the hell down. What is wrong with you? Our relationships change. And we want the same love and we want the same stuff, but we talk to each other differently. We got to be careful how we talk to each other. Whether it's brother, sister, mother, father, we have to be careful how we talk to each other. And our expectations of each other is what causes us sometimes to mess up because we expect something from people that can't give us what we want. That's it.
You done? Oh wow, that was kind of thing. Sam, is your
It's all right, man. It's all right.
No, you know, Judith, you have an excellent way of segueing into other things. So when you came to that full stop, that period, I was like, she done for real. All right, Sam.
Yeah, I just got an alert there. I just want to fix it real quick before. Sorry, guys. This is just a quick technical thing here. Okay, good. StreamYard had a little issue there. All I'm going to say is this was again. You know, I love to say we have great conversations. This was another good one. Today for me, tomorrow for you. You know. I may have to apologize today, and you may have to apologize tomorrow. We all have to live together, and as we romp and shake in the rat race, we might step on some toes here and there, and we might apologize, and then or we may have to forgive. I like the dynamic of both things because it's not just one person having to do something. The other person has to accept. Well, they don't have to accept, but if it's going to work, there's a dynamic there, you know. And I just want to have folks pay attention to that. I think I am actually going to watch this again because I think there was like a lot of jewels in this episode that I could use to help me. So I'm definitely going to be checking this out again. And that's my 2 cents. Today for me, tomorrow for you. That's simple.
The question I often ask couples or a female, do you want to be happy or you want to be right? What I've witnessed over the years, a lot of women tend to get into arguments. I don't know for what, just to argue. They're not trying to get to a solution. I can speak for myself, and I think this happens with a lot of men. In an argument or trying to get to the bottom of something, men are searching for solutions. Women want to be right. So even if you point out sometimes and you say, but 2 and 2 make 4. They skip over that and say, well, my mother tell me 5 and 2 make 7. We're not talking about 7. We're talking about 4 right now. So they keep arguments going over trivial things as opposed to just saying, you know what? You're right. You know what? I was wrong. Oh, now I understand. Really? I'm sorry. They press the issue and keep things going to the point after a while you turn around and you say, what are we arguing about? We start off talking about peas and carrots. We end up talking about shoes. And you don't even know where the argument going. So I ask the question, do you want to be happy or you want to be right? In life, you have to understand where the other person is coming from, their values. I know a particular young lady who's very meticulous with her time. I'm not saying whether she's on the panel or not, but I'm just saying she's very meticulous with her time. She don't play with her time. If she tell you at 8:20, guess what time she mean?
8:19.
No, 8:20. Not 8:21, not 8:25, no. Respect her time. You don't have to understand why she's so meticulous with her time. You don't have to. Understand that she takes her time very seriously. Respect that. And a lot of people get into this thing, well, what difference it make? I was only 10 minutes late. No, that's unacceptable. As far as this individual is concerned, 20 minutes after the hour means only one thing, 20 minutes after the hour. If you show up early, is okay. Not late. Respect her time. And that's all you need to understand. And if we can respect each other's privacy, respect each other's issues, respect each other's trauma, we'll avoid a whole lot of issues in relationships, whether it's couple relationships, marriage relationships, work, co-workers. Respect boundaries. Respect other people's rights. Respect their right to feel a certain way about something. Remember, you all never grow up in the same household. You don't have the same values that other person has. They don't have your values. So as you spoke about earlier, Dr. Judith, if you do not like profanity in your presence, I don't have to understand why you do or why you don't. The fact is, respect you enough not to do it. And if ever we cross that line, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Wow, I didn't see it from that point of view. Really? Oh my God, I'm sorry. And there'll be a whole lot more peace in the Middle East. There'll be a whole lot more peace in households. There'll be a whole lot more peace in relationships. Respect other people's boundaries. Respect other people's values. Panelists, if ever I've offended any of you, I want to say it right here, right now, tonight, on a public forum.
You know, Kier.
Only look for it. Only look for it. Peace and blessings.
I know you're going to say
Good night.
I know you're going to say that. Hi, I'm Dr. Judith Barnes. I'm an author, a playwright, poet. I'm also a broadcaster by training. And I recently found out about 2 years ago that I can paint paintings, which means I paint sceneries, I paint landscape, I paint animals. I have just discovered, and so that I can do this. And so along with all the other gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, I have paintings, and they are on view and for sale on Etsy and also on Facebook. And if you desire to order any painting or order one of my books, because I'm also an author, please give me a call at 470-564-8267. That's Dr. Judith, and the number again, whether you want to just talk to me or order one of my paintings or one of my books, please feel free to call 470-564-8267. Thank you.